these handles down, sit there. Hanging straight down. All right, ready? Howdy and welcome back to the workshop. In today's episode, we're talking shop and also vices and also painting. But before we talk about any of those things, let's say thank you to today's sponsor, which is Simply Safe. Now I know what you're thinking, and that's Will. Did you really buy another vice? And the answer is yes. Here's a little bit of footage from picking this sucker up, and I'll tell you the story behind it. Now, about a month and a half ago or so, I was driving around forlorn and looking for flywheels and pulleys to be able to drive the big power hammer. Since then, however, I found all of that stuff, but while I was driving around, I saw a shop that looked like it would maybe have some flywheels at it. Pulled over, drove up into the driveway. Lo and behold, on a big old welding table, look what Will sees. Reed 109. This thing weighs 250 pounds, but this thing weighs 282 pounds. I know because I weighed it. There are only 6 of these bench vices in the world. I found that out kind of after I got the vice. So, moral of the story, this thing is cool. It's huge. It's ridiculously large. And the thing about rare bench vices is that vice enthusiasts are just cutthroat. And I currently don't have a security system in place in the shop. We're going to change that today thanks to Simply Safe. Personal security is, I think, something that people, especially in my generation, don't think about hardly at all. And it is a big deal. And it's been a big deal for all of human history. And it's still a big deal nowadays. And so finding a security system that works well for you is going to be awesome and very important because Simply Safe has just such an awesome wide breadth between the cameras and the sensors and the monitoring services. So let's do a quick walkthrough of what I put in at the shop. Starting outside, we've got our outdoor camera. Now this lets me see people coming up to the door. I can also see the driveway and kind of anyone who drives past, which is great. Now you walk inside, I've got my keypad here. In the corner back there, we have a motion detector. We have a glass shatter sensor. Walking farther forward, on the left-hand side here, we have another motion detector. Up top above the American flag, we've got the smoke alarm. And then in the corner, on the bottom right-hand corner of the Marine Corps flag, we've got another camera. And the main door here has a door detector as well. We're pretty well covered. I can see basically anything that happens in the whole shop. That's the only way in and out. And so I've got a camera covering there. So if anyone drives up, I'm going to see them, which is a good thing because as I've gotten more and more stuff in here, I've been more and more worried about it. So I am absolutely thrilled that we get to have a cool security system in the shop. So make sure to go ahead and check out simplysafe.com/Will Stelter for 30% off of your security system. I, again, actually really truly think that this is a wonderful and easy to use security system. I didn't have to have anyone out here installing it for me. It only took Isaiah and I like maybe an hour tops, and we were goofing around the whole time anyway. So it's nice, it's easy to use, it's simple, it's safe. So thank you, Simply Safe, for sponsoring the episode. With that, let's go ahead and talk about the next thing we want to move on to, which is painting one of my walls black. Now, in order to do that, we're going to coat it with this chalkboard paint so that it'll, first off, look a little bit better. The machines will pop out a little bit nicer. And then also we'll be able to draw with chalk and explain things and whatnot. What do you mean you don't use a center punch to open up your paint cans? You've been doing it wrong this whole time? Interesting, okay. Let's load this into the sprayer and then sprayer. Who knows, maybe this sprayer will be so much fun to use that we'll paint all of the walls and the ceiling. Wow, this thing sucks. Literally, no joke, 15 seconds into brushing and the broom handle for it broke. So we'll see if we can get this out and use a different handle. Wow. Well, that was stupid. Well, we ran out of paint, and so we're headed to the store to get more. And I gotta say, this is pretty fun. I really like it. I feel like a common day laborer. It's some tiring work. I'm drinking water for once. It's exciting. It do be going on pretty smooth with the rattle can though. Well, got the whole wall covered in paint. It doesn't look amazing, but here's the deal. I ran the whole Gallatin Valley out of chalkboard Rust-Oleum paint, so I don't have any other options for right now. What I am gonna try is running some Scotch-Brite pads over it and then wiping it down to hopefully even out that surface finish a little bit. And then I think I'm just gonna kind of leave it and let the dusty chalk and the whole shop environment smooth it out and make it look okay. Next steps are gonna be cleaning up the areas where I missed with the paintbrush, and then touching up some of the areas with black as well. And then I'm gonna start doodling. Now that the camera's rolling, I can pretend that I've been doing this deliberately and carefully the whole time. We got to be really classy with our decorations, some cool fancy stuff. And so Isaiah has a great idea for what the first like big design on here should be. What's that? Well, the current state of my welding fixtures and my clamps is an absolute disaster. So the plan is to go ahead and make myself a little clamp tree. I'm going to do a 3-footed base with some casters on it and then a nice tall trunk that I can hang all of my Fireball welding fixtures and my strong hand tools clamps off of to have a clean and pretty and useful looking thing. Now, with the clamp and fixture tree all rolly and not super tippy, if you tip it, if you try to tip it, you move it too fast in one of these directions, it can start to tip, but it takes a lot. There's enough weight on here that even though it's kind of top heavy, if you move it from lower down, it's really pretty stable. And it looks great. With the wall painted and looking pretty and my clamp tree looking nice, I'm gonna do something that I should have done a long time ago. Basically, from the second that I got it, and that is move this thing outside and cover it with a tarp, because there's no reason for it to be taking up prime real estate inside, because who knows when I'll get to it, but when I do, I'll bring it inside and make it smaller, because it's taking up like 3 by 5, 15 square feet. That would make this place feel a lot more pleasant to be in. So, I'm gonna throw this sucker on the pallet truck and have it not be in here anymore. There we go. That's easier. Ba-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Well, I didn't hit nearly as many things as I thought I was going to. So that's a win. All right, this is the most fun that you can have legally. And it's pallet jack driving off-road. These babies do great in four-wheel drive. You remember that thing that I said that one time about them doing great in four-wheel drive? Here we go. For real this time. It's gonna move a lot. Come on. Yeah! Well, it started raining. Oh, what the hell? Ew. There's a glue trap on there with a very old, very dead mouse in it. All right, this needs to get fixed because it's icky and gross and I hate it. Good for it. Hold on. Now, we did an awful lot this episode, and I also did more things that I didn't talk about. I made the office look a little bit nicer with a little bit of a bookshelf. I fixed my bandsaw finally, which we won't even get into it, but it works really good now. A couple announcements before we end it. First off, thank you SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's episode. Now, the next video is going to be a big one, literally gonna be working on the Beaudry. I think we'll be able to wrap it all up in one episode, but we'll see. And with that, it says leave.